What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. Today we are yanking the motor out of the Mini for kind of dumb reasons, but also much needed reasons. One of the videos I did with the control arm bushings and stuff, I noticed a couple little concerns underneath there. Now, this being a relatively new build, it kind of sucked to see, but you know, things happen. So the concern is I've noticed my water pump was leaking. Brand new water pump, leaking for whatever reason. So that is part of the reason why I'm pulling the motor. Another reason is the tensioner that goes onto it was going bad. That's the original piece to the motor. I have a Vanos solenoid sensor in the back that is going bad. Also original piece to the motor from the original, basically the original motor, not replaced. And a couple other little miscellaneous things that I noticed. Oil return line to the turbo, just little stuff like that that I like to address and clean up and then put back in, because I'm kind of a little overly anal when it comes to stuff like that. I kind of want a leak-free car. With that being said, I'm going to challenge myself to pull this motor, do all that, and put it back in before the day's up. And I gave myself, let's see here. Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock. I should have started this sooner. But I do have some help coming. Danny and Colin are coming over, and they're going to be joining us. And then you guys get to watch us kind of be goofballs, I guess. So I'm going to start getting the car ready, doing my normal thing, put it up on the wooden blocks. And I think for this motor pool, I don't know if you saw one of my other videos, I didn't have the front end on. I'm going to take the front end off of this, barring me being able to take these headlights out, because sometimes these headlight bolts like to not spin. If I can't get these headlight bolts on, then it's coming out of the top. If I can't get them undone, then I'm pulling the front end off and just fixing up some stuff as we go. So let's get started. Okay, so the issue is exactly what I thought was going to happen. This freaking, bolt here doesn't want to come out because the backing stripped, and the same thing with this one. I don't know. It's just, let me see here if I can. Yeah, you see how it's like rotating the whole entire thing? Yeah, I'm not going to risk that. So I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to take just this top here, and then the crossbar, and these headlights will be able to kind of fold forward and get the crossbar out. And then we're just going to pull the motor straight up and out, which kind of sucks because it's a pain in the ass to get to that compressor bolt, but you know, it is what it is. It's part of the deal. And then maybe when I don't know, one day I'll fix these headlights. They kind of need refinished anyways. They'd be gross. Danny's here.
Alright, Danny, you got a hammer?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal.
Too long time no see.
I know. Welcome.
I bring gifts that are not actually from me. They're from you. You just forgot them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did forget those. All right, I kind of got ahead of myself. Kind of got ahead of ourselves. We're probably not going to pull the motor, which I had a second guess, and then Colin kind of like
We don't need
led
to
me
go
there.
through all that. It's easy. We're all skinny men.
Yeah.
We got little fingers.
I was going to do it for content, but at the same time, I'm kind of feeling lazy. So we're just going to do it from all inside and get all that stuff done. He started tearing the stuff apart. Danny started tearing the stuff apart. And we're basically going to remove everything we don't need to gain access to the stuff we do need. Okay, so we're taking the intake tube off. Watch out for this line. Ideally, you want to take this line off, but mine for some reason seems to be stuck. And I don't have another one. So we're going to be careful with that. On yours, there's a 99% chance that this is all dry rotted, so you're going to need one of those. We're going to unplug the O2 sensor, the mat pressure sensor. We're going to get rid of the intake box, and then we're going to undo this heat shield here. So we got more taken off, and it probably looks exactly the same to you guys. However, Colin went under here and did his mini masterpiece and got everything all free. Got the, what'd you do, tensioner?
Well, I took this fabric out of the way.
Yeah.
I undid the water pump tensioner. I undid the water pump pulley. So now we can take the pulley off and get to the water pump.
Yep, and then we still got to drain the coolant. All right. And all that stuff should be in there. It's going to be a really bad video, guys. I'm sorry.
There is no bad video.
That's true. Content is content.
Content is content.
It's
Quantity
content.
over quality.
Yeah. You know, because that's what... Hey, Sabine. Well, guys, I messed up and I lost the microphone when I ran off to chase my dog, so we're looking for a white microphone on a white gravel road.
Always feels good to be the person who finds the thing.
I spy successfully. Let's put this back here and not run. All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Look at that. We're testing it together. All right, so Colin's got the motor lifted up, and the purpose of this is to set it back, and then that gang's axis to the front.
Nope.
That gang's axis to the front to take the downpipe off, do all the oil stuff, but it also helps him get access to the water pump, which is down there, up there in that corner. It's kind of hard to see, but up there. All right, so Colin got one of our problems out.
Dirty.
It is dirty, but this, you're not gonna be able to, you can feel it. You'll be able to hear it, but basically when I'm driving down the road, this like refracts sound off of the...
Makes nasty noises.
Yep.
Feels bad too.
Makes a weird sound, and it makes it sound like a metal grinding noise. And then when these fail, it makes it sound like your motor's about to explode.
Yeah.
So it's time to be replaced. It's the original one. So that's going to go in the trash. Now it's definitely going to go in the trash. Let's pray that the new one is the right one. And then he is working, which is, you know, mini life. Can't see shit.
I am currently putting this tool on all 5 of the water pump bolts and trying them to make sure that they are tight. Just out of curiosity, because we want to find out if the point of failure was the gasket itself or loose bolts. That one is tight.
It's like a little, like a knee check when you're at the doctor's and they...
Reaction testing.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is kind of a weird video, I'm not gonna lie. So this is the next day. What ended up happening is like Colin came over, Danny came over, a buddy of Danny's came over, Pedro. He needed to do brakes, and then it just kind of got really hectic in here, and we were kind of just trying to get stuff done, and I lost track of time. So this is gonna be more of a vlog, I guess. I'm gonna show you what we got done with the car. Obviously, we didn't pull the motor for reasons I kind of wish we did. I remember the reason why I was gonna pull a motor, because there was a sensor on the back of the motor that's extremely hard to get to, and it was kind of seized, and I remember I was gonna pull the motor and kind of get that taken care of. But so let me show you what I did. We got done probably around 11. Kind of just called it a night because this didn't have to be done. But okay, so as you can see here, I got it all taken apart. I wound up doing a wastegate repair, and what that means on these is the wastegate, which I can show you here. As you can see, this one looks like it maybe at one point in its life it was burning oil. This is the original turbo. So you see that kind of that buildup that's on here? This causes it not to seal properly, and then it's going to be real hard to, there we go. These shafts here get all, you see how this one's kind of bent? They get kind of wallered out, and it causes the wastegate to flex and not seal properly, and you lose boost pressure. So along with that, it was leaking, I mean, an absurd amount of oil to the point where my paint off the block is gone because I had to scrub it so hard. Plus, I mean, this is cheap paint, and I didn't really prep this 100%, but thankfully that was the only thing that was leaking. So this piece was kind of like a, I don't know, a cheap eBay return line. Well, it's just not wanting to focus. There it goes. And it had a gasket up top here, which is this gasket here. Oop, you guys see my cable here, which is this gasket here, and that gasket failed, this gasket failed, and it was dumping quite a bit of oil out. Made the cabin air filter stink, but we got that all taken care of. The sensor, so the Vanos sensor here, I bought one of those. This is the sensor I'm talking about, that on the back it is seized on there. And I'm still kind of irritated about that. I need to figure out how to get this off, because what happens is in the morning, during a cold day, if you don't let it actually warm up beyond normal like startup time, and you go to try to drive it, it'll throw a Vanos position fault and go into limp mode, which is super irritating. Another thing we did, it's gonna be hard to see. I don't know what the best route to go is. It's gonna be hard to see, but we replaced the water pump because the water pump gasket was leaking. I thought it was the water pump itself, but turns out it was the gasket. It's just a poor design. which is also kind of concerning because I put the same exact water pump on there with the same exact gasket design. So we'll see in another 20,000 miles if it leaks again. So that is kind of everything we did. So today I'm gonna go just basically start putting stuff back together. I'm gonna try to get that sensor in the back replaced. It's gonna irritate the ever-living crap out of me if I don't get that sensor replaced. It literally just kind of like be in the back of my mind, and it'll be like, I feel like I'll waste it all this weekend doing all this to not replace that sensor. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna slowly kind of just start putting it back together and kind of keep you guys up to date as I go along. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this wastegate adjusted, and then we'll go to that sensor. So let's do that. Okay, so I got this, right, it's gonna be hard to focus. I got this wastegate adjusted. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not happy on how this adjusted here. I don't know if I can get this to focus. Okay, I can't get this to focus, but there's not enough thread on this. But basically what I did is I put a vacuum to this, and basically it'll draw the vacuum closed, or draw this rod closed, and you can adjust it. But we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't throw a fault. But from there, we can just kind of release the pressure here. And then as you can see, the gate opens, and then when you pump it, the gate closes, and that's kind of what controls your boost pressure. But it seems to be working. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Whew. I have been going at this shit for hours, and I finally got that bolt loose, and oh, this is dumb. Let me show you. This is really, really dumb. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do this or show you because of how I really need a better microphone system here. Okay, so let me zoom in here. Do you see that right there? Do you see that green thing? Green thing is a chisel, which I'm gonna zoom out here. That's right here. That is on the back of the motor. And I have been using that little mirror and this hammer to chisel away at a bolt that looks very much like this one here, which you're probably not gonna be able to see with my hand in the way, but you kind of get ideas. I have been literally chiseling away for about an hour, and it's finally loose. So thankfully it is. So now I can put the new sensor back in and start buttoning this thing up, because my hand is on fire and I don't have a tinier sledgehammer. So I've been taking this big one and going like this the entire time. Whoa. Okay, there is a long section in between these two. I actually got the car all back together now. Right now I'm letting it warm up to operating temp, let the coolant thermostat open up, suck all the coolant down. I do use like a vacuum recharger kit. I can't think of the word right now. I do use one of those, so it should be perfectly fine, but I'm just gonna double check, and once the thermostat opens up and I see that the coolant level's fine and the oil's fine, I'm gonna bring it down and take it for a test drive. Right now I'm cleaning up the garage because it is an absolute mess. Normally I don't work like this, but apparently this weekend I did. Man, this camera, there you go. Apparently this weekend I did. So I'm doing that right now. And once again, guys, sorry that this has been like a chaotic video of not really going through any type of process. This has literally just been, I guess, vlogging, for lack of better terms. Even then, it's kind of not the best vlog, but I'm doing what I can. And yeah, I really sorry that I didn't do what I wanted to do initially on this one. And hopefully for the next one, we'll do a little better. All right, so I just got done with the test drive. Everything seems fine. Everything seems great. Only problem I have, I think, I'm not 100% sure, is it seems to be boost surging. I kept doing watt pulls, and it went away. So I don't know, haven't reset any parameters. I actually need to go through and set the clock and all that stuff, which is hard to do when you have a aftermarket head unit like this. So I have to actually plug in my scanner and reset the clock so I don't get a little error triangle, but it seems to be running fine. Coolant temperatures are actually lower by about 5 degrees than they were last time. Don't know if that's just temperature outside or the actual water pump. Wouldn't think it would be the temperature outside because thermostats are thermostats, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, other than that, everything seems to be pretty kosher. Definitely idles a little better. When you start it up, it Catches itself a lot better with that new Vanos solenoid. It doesn't have that weird kind of idle surge, and I don't get a error as soon as I go to try to like lightly rev it when I start it. Now, I know that's kind of crazy because most of you let it warm up, but sometimes like if I started this car up and let it idle until the RPMs dip down during a cold day, which is usually a pretty okay, and then just take a casual drive, and I mean keeping the RPMs like 2,500 RPMs, it'll immediately throw a limp mode, and it did not do that. So I think we are good. And yeah, other than just kind of doing some coding, I think I'm going to end the video here. Once again, guys, I'm really sorry that this video was just kind of all over the place. And eventually, when it comes to some of these vlogs, I will be a little more mindful with them. But I really want to just post a video out there and kind of show you sometimes that this is what I do randomly on a weekend. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this content, guys, let me know below. If you hate this content, let me know below. But if you can go ahead and like this video, that'd be greatly appreciated. And go ahead and hit that little subscribe button and then hit the bell notification so when I post, you guys can see it. I'm definitely posting a little more frequent than before. I have a lot more stuff now that it's warmer outside to do. Basically keep fun content coming. Thank you. And as always, I will see you when I see you, whether it be at the track or out and about or at a car show or, you know, here. Bye, guys. See ya. Thanks for watching.
Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful.